Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Homestead Speedway here in beautiful Miami, Florida. And welcome to the Power Tech Solutions 80 Lapper this afternoon. In the booth with me is Rick Law Dog Donathan.
That's right, Wayne, and I tell you, we've got an excellent race for some of those folks out there here at Homestead, Miami Speedway. Beautiful palm trees, 78 degrees. Been trying to get a tan all day long, Wayne.
Yeah, Rick, it's nice and warm here, sunny. Cars have just finished qualifying, and we are ready for a great race here.
Yes, Kevin asked, and just to remind everybody, there's one reset, and after last week, everybody or some people know that a 0X can cost you.
Alrighty, and I tell you what, we're going to have an excellent race, and we got, looks like David Washington is qualified on the pole. I know he's going to be a strong contender here today, Wayne.
Yeah, David was fantastic in our race last week, Rick. Sorry that you had to miss that one, but he led about 80% of that race, had a late caution flag, and David decided to take 4 tires, and our eventual winner took 2, beat him out of the pits, and went on to win the race.
That's right. Also, Wayne, I tell you what, let's go down the qualifying here. David Washington on the pole, on the outside pole, Matt Hoos. 3rd place, Chad Simpson, and 4th, Mitch Lennon.
And in 5th place this afternoon, Kevin Graham. 6th place is James Gagnier. 7th, Brad Spadell. 8th is Nicholas Haywood. 9th is Chris Chergolis. And 10th place, Philip Willis, who's our last year's champion, I believe.
And we've got in 11th place, Matt Hoffman. Starting 12th, the 51 of Brian Lambert. 13th, the number 40 of Chad Osborne, starting 14th, the number 6 of Rodney Kramer. And I believe we're getting ready to go green here, Wayne. Green flag has dropped.
Yeah, the pace car is in, and we are away racing.
David Washington out front early in the game here, and I believe that's going to be Matt Hoos is going to follow behind him. But I tell you, don't be surprised to see Matt and David hooking up here today and pulling the old teammate thing.
It's ironic. David Washington's picked up right where he left off last week. Haven't even completed the first lap, and he's got a 2/10 lead on 2nd and 3rd.
Tell you what, David is going to be a hard contender here today, and you know, I tell you, another contender to watch out for that wasn't at last week's race is going to be Chad Simpson.
Yeah, Chad's a very competitive driver, and the yellow flag's already out. Rick, looks like we've got somebody spinning on the backstretch.
Caution flag. Let's see what we got going on.
Sorry about that, William. I cannot turn the car.
It's like the number 90 car is spun. See, we take a look at that replay and see what happened. Oh, he got in the middle of the turn there, got loose, and then got clipped by a couple other cars, and just barely got missed by a 3rd one. And in front of him, a couple of cars got into the wall as well, Rick.
Yeah, I'm trying to take a look. Wayne got just a little bit of difficulty on my end here.
Looks like the 90 came out and got loose. He got tapped by the 6 and then hit again by the 11. So 3 cars were collected in that accident. And then someone went on up in the turn and hit the wall as well.
Yeah, taking a look over here at the NoBull TV, able to catch that replay there thanks to Laura with them awesome cams that she's been working hard on all week.
Yeah, we didn't get a chance to talk about the configuration of this track early on, but here at Homestead, it's variable degree banking in the turns. It's 18 degrees at the bottom, 19 in the middle, and about 20 degrees up top. The biggest transition is coming out of those turns on the front and back stretch, the track flattens out to 4 degrees. So if you're a little bit loose coming off the corner with that banking, when it gets flat, it's going to be real loose.
I tell you what, Wayne, is so glad to have you up here in the booth. You're talking about all those degrees and smoothness in the corners and so forth. All I know how to do is get in these things, drive, and crash them.
Well, while we're under caution here, our race today is brought to you by PowerTech Power Solutions. And for all your industrial, residential, marine power needs, you can reach PowerTech Solutions. And their website is powertechsolutions@yahoo.com. Send them an email. And their phone number is 914-447-5637. In New York, they serve Westchester and Putnam counties and Fairfield, Connecticut.
That's right. And commercial, residential, marine, mobile, and alternative energy systems. And it's our very own James Ross that is sponsoring our NoBull Cup Series. And taking a look over here at the NoBull TV, it looks like old Sabbath is in the booth there. That's our very own Lee Bedsall. So, Lee, if you can hear me out there, brother, we miss you. We need to come. We need to get you on back over here, and we'll be waiting on you.
Yeah, Rick, it looks like the caution lights are out on the pace car, and we may be going green this next time by the front stretch here.
That's good.
Like I said, David Washington dominated that race last week, and late in the race, pit strategy cost him the win, and then there was a little bump up with a couple other drivers, but he's got that Chevrolet, looks like started out in the groove today, and we'll just have to watch and see if he can maintain that lead on the second restart here.
Tell you what, Wayne, if he looks out over there on his outside. Now, the way the grid is showing right now, it looks like he's going to have that Chad Simpson, that 42 Battlefield 3 car that's going to be out there on his outside. But if he looks in his mirror, he's going to see Kevin Graham in his mirror there, and he was looking at Kevin Graham just about the whole race last week, so I don't think I'd want to be in Dave's shoes right now.
No, that 4 car was awful strong, and you're right. You better look in that mirror, and he's got to watch the outside as well. So
green flag is out,
and we are away.
I tell you what, look at the jump that Dave Washington got out there on that start. Great start he got. And Chad Simpson going to fall right in behind it. Kevin Grant, Nicholas Maynard moving on up there. Looks like Matt Hoos has actually moved back a few spots. But look at Philip Willis and Mitch Lennon, Wayne, working together and trying to work their way up to the front row up there. Chad Simpson underneath David Washington coming out of turn 4.
Yeah, and it looks like the 4 is going to pull up and follow Dave through, so that puts Dave back. The draft will work here, and if you get behind the car that's too wide, the guy on the bottom is going to back up. So whoever you get behind, you're definitely going to help him with speed.
That's right, and I tell you, Chad Simpson, it's just really good to see him pop in here. I tell you, last week, nobody saw him. Everybody was just in cahoots of saying, hey, we don't have to worry about Chad. Chad shows up today, and lots of worry. Oh, my goodness, everybody's got their eyes on Chad Simpson today here, Wayne.
Yeah, he's running in that middle groove, but here comes the number 4 car on the bottom, and it gets about a half a fender in front of Chad down in that 20-degree banking. Well, Chad's up in the top, and here comes the 11 down low. It's going to be quite a race today, Rick.
Yes, sir, and I tell you, Kevin Graham, that 4 car, he's going to be tough all day long. Talked to him a little earlier, asked him about Homestead, said it felt really good here. Car seemed to push a little bit, but he said he was going to use that to his advantage, Wayne. Loves Homestead, but he said that he's going to keep his eyes on that David Washington, so he don't have to look very far right now.
He also said he was going to have to keep an eye out for that 42 that missed last week's race. And he look in his mirror, he can see because he's there.
That's right, and I tell you right now, the talk of the night has been that Chad Simpson that showed up here tonight. I tell you, Wayne, Chad is just a really tough competitor, very hard to beat, and can be somewhat dominant at a lot of tracks.
Yeah, you know, like I said, the progressive banking right now looks like everybody's running up in that 18 to 20 degree banking area, and that's going to take care of the tires a little bit better than running on the bottom and pinching the car down and wearing out that right front.
That's right. Just want to give a shout out over here to our viewers on our NoBull TV. Neff74. I'm not sure if that's Brian Neff's son or not. Don't know. But we welcome you here. And Lee Bedsall, old Sabbath, is in the house watching the race.
Hey guys, glad to have you in here watching with us. And if you got some questions or comments, send them and Rick will read them out and we'll answer your questions.
I tell you, I'll do the best I can do, Wayne. We got so much action out here on the racetrack. It's hard to keep my eyes on everything that's going.
Well, Kevin and Dave have pulled away by 0.7 of a second over Chad Simpson. And we got the 76 and the 2 back there. Brad Spadell and Matt Hoffman are fighting it out for that 8th and 9th position, Rick.
Yeah, that Matt Hoffman ran a late model race last night at South Boston, and didn't get a chance to talk to Matt Hoffman, but he and I was running pretty hard there a few laps, but I couldn't keep up with him, Wayne. He just had a little bit more seat time and more experience than I did. Good clean pass by me, and I believe he ran the same paint job on that late model as he's running today on that Cup car.
Well, Matt Hoffman's been passed by that 76. Now the 60's working on the 2 car. So we'll see what happens there. But Matt he's running in 9th now. He might lose a position back to 10th.
Yeah, I'm keeping my eye on that Matt Hoffman. I tell you right now, right behind him, Brian Neff is running pretty close. Looks like he's pushing there a little bit in the corner, but holding his ground. Oh, it looks like the 2 of Matt Hoffman got a little bit sideways. Lost a little bit of traction there, Wayne.
Yeah, this track is very slippery. You know, down in Florida, there's a lot of dust and a lot of sand, and they try to sweep and blow the track off as well as they can. But the winds here today are light, but usually early morning and evening, the winds get pretty high, and they blow sand up on the track, and it makes it pretty slippery.
Tell you what, that 51 of Brian Lambert, now that is our late model champion. He has been running the Cup Series. I believe this is his 2nd season with NoBullMotorsport.com. And I tell you, he is definitely, don't count him out. He is a tough competitor too, Wayne.
Yeah, looking back a little bit for 5th and 6th, you got the Mitch Lehman and Philip Willis are going at it pretty good for position for 5th and 6th too, Rick.
Yeah, taking a look back up here at the lead, it looks like Kevin Graham has got that outside on Washington on the straightaway. They're door to door down the straightaway. Who's it going to be in the turn 3? It looks like Washington's going to have a little bit of edge on Kevin Graham.
Kevin's on the outside there. Looks like he pushed a little bit, and Dave was able to drive off the turn and go down the front stretch and resume the lead. That's our leaders, Washington in the number 10 and Kevin Graham in the number 4 Chevrolet Impala.
You know, Wayne, I was just sitting here looking at the 11 car of Nicholas Maynard. Now, that is a name that I'm not too familiar with, and I hope he doesn't hold it to me if he's been running a few seasons here with us. But, you know, he has been very consistent in his corners. He is watching the lines that these guys are running in, and he hasn't really gained any position, but he sure ain't losing position. I think this gentleman is just sitting back and watching and waiting for the mistakes to happen.
And, you know, conserving those tires for the first 10 or 15, 20 laps is going to help you a lot later in the run. If you're battling and running down low and heating up that right front tire, they're going to go away a lot quicker. So he may slip up and sneak up on these guys and pass them as their tires go away.
That's right. I want to go back here to the number 5, Mitch Lennon. Now, Mitch is running right there with Philip Willis. Now, remember, Philip Willis is our returning champ, and got to talk to him a little bit. Says he feels pretty good here today, and as long as he can stay out of the bad traffic, he feels pretty good about finishing this race today up in the top 5.
Yeah, it was. You know, everybody seemed to be concerned with tire wear and the tire, you know, cars pushing and getting tight later on. So right now, it looks like everybody's got a hold of the track pretty well.
That's right, and just taking a look back over at NoBullMotorsport TV, and we appreciate the good comments. Dylan Lambert, I wonder if that's going to be, Wayne, I wonder if that's Brian Lambert's son out there. But thanks for the good comments. Tell your friends, get them connected, get them on over here at NoBullMotorsport.com. Love to have them.
Don't remember what the pit cycle is. We're on lap 20 now with our leaders, but we're probably looking at, what, Rick, about 42, 45 laps?
As far as that fuel, I tell you, we don't have a pit road reporter. I haven't done my math on that, Wayne. There's just been so much action. Just done so much action out on the track. It looks like we're on board right now, Wayne, with Brian Lambert running right in behind Brian Neff. Too many Brians out here.
Yeah, they're battling for 10th and 11th there as they go down in the turn. And that Winn-Dixie car, remember who made that Winn-Dixie number 60 famous, don't you?
Why don't you tell me, Wayne? I know you've got some history there.
Mark Martin has the most wins in the Nationwide Series, driving a car number 60 with that Winn-Dixie sponsorship when he ran the Nationwide Series.
I tell you what, folks, if you guys could sit down and listen for about 5 minutes of Wayne's history with NASCAR racing, it is a really awesome story. Wayne, sometime you got to let these folks know.
I sure will. We got some great racing going on the racetrack. Rick, we kind of missed it, but Chris Trigotis in that 90 car was in the pits after that wreck for quite some time, and right now he's back out, and he's only on lap 12, so he is many laps down in this race.
Well, you know what I like to see, Wayne? That number 90, Chris Trigotis, he may have had a wreck early here in the start. He's only 11 laps down. This man is not giving up, and I tell you, that's what we want to see right there. Get in there, get that car fixed, get back out there on that track, and collect as many points as you possibly can.
And right now, back for 9th and 11th, there's battle between the 51, the 60, and the 05. And they're running pretty hard door to door. The 60's on the bottom. Looking on up the track, we got a four-way battle going with Rodney Kramer there. Let's check that out.
Did you say that's going to be Rodney Kramer, Wayne?
Yeah, Rodney Kramer's there. Pretty tight battle there.
Fantastic. Beautiful car he's running out there as well. I know that's a new scheme for him, the EcoBoost car. He is definitely a forward man, but the 17 of Marcus Miller, it looks like he's just trying to make a little bit of leadway there just to jump on that draft of Rodney Kramer.
Yeah, that's pretty white, black and blue car there. That number 6 car Rodney's driving. He's currently in 18th position, but there's racing going on from the front all the way to the back in our race today, Rick.
Yeah, taking a look back up here to the front, Wayne, David Washington looks like he's running pretty comfortable up there in that first place. Kevin Graham, now, of course, again, we go back and talk to him. He loves Homestead. It's always worked out good for him. I think he's just going to be kind of watching a little bit here today, Wayne. Don't want to make that, don't want to make a mistake and kind of watch Dave on what he's going to be doing because he said that was a close race last week. He definitely going to be keeping an eye on how many tires Dave takes in this this race.
Yeah, you know, we had that early caution, but so far we're on lap 28, and the yellow has not come out again. And I'm thinking right at 48 to 52 laps, Rick, on fuel here. It'd be interesting to see who takes 2 and who takes 4 when they do come to pit road.
Will be interesting. I'm taking a look right now at Philip Willis running in that one machine, Bass Pro Tracker, running really tight there with the Budweiser 5 car of Mitch Lennon, but that 87 Eddie Smith, that's a new guy here at NoBullMotorsport. He is doing an excellent job there running his lines as well. All 4 of those guys, actually those 3 looks like they're working very well together. with Brad Spidell trying to make leadway and catch up into that draft too, Wayne.
Yeah, they're running pretty good side by side. Now the one car is back behind those two fellows and putting on quite a show here. But here it is. We're 29 laps into the race, and David Washington's got almost a half-second lead on second place, a full second on third, 2 seconds on fourth, and 4 seconds on fifth and sixth. So he's picking up right where he left off last week.
Yeah, I'm going back over here to Matt Hoos, and I don't know if he's having some problems with his car there. He's just kind of fell off pace, it looks like. Just kind of wondering what's going on there with Matt's car.
Yeah, Matt's in that pretty black and red 87, and he's running in that middle groove, so looking probably 20 degrees on the straightaways. He's getting out the top, and yellow flag. Let's see if we can see what brought out our second yellow this afternoon, Rick.
Yeah, let's see. Be real anxious to see. I don't see a wreck.
Looks like the two car Matt Hoffman has been involved in a wreck and has got some pretty severe smoke going through the turn. He didn't go on the pit road. He's going on down the front stretch. I hope he doesn't blow up before he gets back to the pits.
Oh, man, I tell you what, it looks like Matt Hoffman came out of corner number 2 there, and as he's coming out, hits the wall there pretty hard, gets him sideways, goes through the grass, hits that inside wall pretty hard, causes a lot of damage to that front end there. But hopefully he can get that thing in the pit, Wayne, and get that thing fixed and get back out on the track, because he's definitely a tough competitor here today.
Yeah, he came off turn 2, like we talked about, that transition from 18 degrees to pretty much flat track. And back end came around, he just grazed the outside wall, but when he went down the inside wall, that was a pretty hard lick for sure.
I'm going to reach up here and see if we can grab Dave and pull him in the booth here, Wayne. See if we can get some, see how he's feeling in that car. He's looking good, but let's see how he's feeling.
User was moved to your channel.
Dave Washington, this is Law Dog and Wayne up in the booth. How are you feeling out there?
I was feeling comfortable up until that yellow. I was getting ready for the green flag pit stop and see if I could pull away some more.
Tell you what, you're looking real good out there. Looks like the car's running very well for you. You look pretty comfortable. Got good entrances. Got good exits. Being consistent. Is there any more?
No, it's Mr. Steve's just keeping me calm and. No, Steve's just keeping me calm and not overdriving the car.
I noticed on that pit stop you took 4 tires, and some of you, about 4 guys, beat you off pit road. But the way your car seems to be handling, that shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, that's they had awful fast pit stop there.
A couple of those guys behind you only took 2, so you'll have the rubber and they won't.
All right, Dave. We wish you best of luck, bud.
Thanks.
User was moved out of your channel.
Yeah, that was an instant race off pit road. Dave was sitting in his pits. They dropped the jack and finished putting in the fuel, and 3 cars passed him on the outside. So it cost him some valuable space. And under this caution, let's remind you about PowerTech Power Solutions. They are located and serve Westchester and Putnam counties in New York and Fairfield County, Connecticut. PowerTech Solutions for virtual circuits or your full house or business. PowerTech can serve your needs in commercial, marine, residential, mobile, and alternative energy systems. You can contact them by phone at 914-447-5637 or shoot them an email at powertechsolutions@yahoo.com. So for all your PowerTech solutions, whether residential or commercials, give them a call or shoot them an email today. They'll be happy to contact you and come up with a power solution for you. And you know, the Sandy, this big storm up in the Northeast, a lot of people are still out of power. But if you had Power Tech Solutions at your home, you'd have the lights on in your house.
I tell you what, we're going to give a big shout out to James Ross and the number 14 machine out on the track, sponsoring the NoBullMotorsport Cup Series with the PowerTech Power Solution. So we'll give a big thank you out there to James Ross.
Well, looking at the scoring after they passed the line, 21 car Matt Hoos got out of the pits first, Nicholas Maynard second, Chad Simpson, who we talked about last week, who missed last week's race, but he's up there in third, Kevin Graham in fourth, and David Washington is fifth on this restart. So we're going to have some traffic up front for David.
I'm going to see if I can grab a hold of Kevin Graham there, Wayne, and see if we can talk to him right quick before this race gets back.
User was moved to your channel.
Kevin Graham, this is Law Dog and Wayne Finley up in the booth. Can you copy?
I got it copied.
Fantastic. Looking good out there. Notice you kind of sit back watching Dave up there for a little bit. Now it looks like you beat him out of the pits. You got a couple cars there in front of you. How you feeling now?
I'm feeling good. Hopefully I can keep him behind me. I wasn't really riding. I was actually pushing it pretty good, trying to catch him, but he was going. We had some good racing going there, and yeah, we'll see what happens. Hope we get around these guys. Maybe they made changes. We'll know. Who knows? We'll see.
I'll tell you what, you look on your inside there, you got that 42 of Chad Simpson. How you feel about that?
He's quick, man. Hopefully I can get ahead of him here on the restart.
Indeed he is. Well, we're going to let you get back to racing. Good luck to you.
Thanks, man.
User was moved out of your channel.
Thank you, engineer, for getting those in-car interviews for us. And the pace car is off, and we're headed to the stripe and going back green. And Mr. Hoos in that 21 gets a big jump as they cross the stripe.
All righty. I like to see old Matt out there running out there up front. He sometimes I believe he tries just a little bit too hard, Wayne, but right now he is in a position where really when I first met old Matt Hoos, that's where he was used to running at, is up front.
Well, the 42's down on the low side with 11 up on top, and the 42's coming under him as they exit and go down that long backstretch, front stretch and cross the stripe. The new leader going into one is the 42, but the 4 is right under him.
Tell you what, that 4 of Kevin Graham looking underneath the inside of Chad Simpson. Now they're coming out of 2, side by side down the straightaway, getting ready to go into turn 3. Who's it going to be that's going to grab the position? Kevin Graham still on the inside, inching his way, but look at the 11 of Nicholas Maynard coming right up on Kevin Graham as they cross the start and finish line.
Yeah, that's some great side-by-side racing, and the thing you have to be careful about on these restarts is cautions breed cautions, and these guys are battling everywhere in the pack here.
Indeed they are, Wayne. A battle that we're seeing here today. I'll tell you, I know that Matt Hoos was probably looking around wondering why his car was going so slow. He had no help from Nicholas Maynard as he came out on the outside trying to make position as Chad Simpson was on his inside. So he definitely just lost out on the draft on that.
And in that one lap, the 4-car Kevin Graham is pulled out by about 5 car lengths on the 42, and he's setting sail.
Tell you, we have seen a race from start to finish so far, Wayne. This has been a really good race.
It has, and we talked about the variable banking here, and Kevin seems to be using those top 2 grooves, which saves that right front tire, and you do have a little faster entry speed and exit speed, and you don't quite pinch the car down or scrub off so much speed.
Tell you what, old Kevin Graham jumped way out there up front pretty quick. He's almost got, looking at right about 4.5 tenths of a second lead on Chad Simpson there. So he is moving around this track.
And, clean air is so important at any of these mile-and-a-half tracks. David Washington came out of the pits in 5th, and he's still running there. So look what a big advantage that clean air has on Kevin's car, as now he's almost 6 tenths ahead of Chad Simpson in the 42.
Tell you what, though, Wayne, don't count David out. A real calm, cool voice of his. And when you hear that from him and he's running up front, he's always got something up his sleeve.
And while we were talking, he got around Nicholas Maynard in that 11, so David's already up to 4th. So he's making that comeback.
Taking a look at Eddie Smith and Chad Simpson, those guys running side by side as they go into turn 1. Those guys need to do what they can to work together to gain back on Kevin Graham. Kevin Graham is just starting to leave these guys.
Yeah, it's amazing what that clean air will do. And like I say, with nobody disturbing the air around you, he's got good downforce. He's pretty much driving the middle to upper lane on the track. And his last lap was a 32.1. That current lap was a 32.080. So that's a pretty quick race lap here at Homestead.
There's going to be 0.716. What is that? 0.7 of a second, Wayne?
Yep, 0.7 back to our second place driver, which is Eddie Smith in the 87, who has got around everybody. He came from nowhere, Rick.
He did. I told you earlier, keep an eye on him. I believe he's definitely a new guy here with NoBullMotorsport. And, you know, when I see these guys come over here, some work a little too hard to make a name for themselves. But I tell you, Eddie Smith's doing a fine job of it today.
I just noticed, you know, Chris Jagodas came out of the pits after those repairs. He just scrubbed the wall on the backstretch again, but he's hanging in there. He's quite a trooper staying in the battle today.
Absolutely, but I tell you what, there's Washington working with Simpson. Those two, it looks like Washington's looking on the inside. Is not even, oh, and they got together there. In turn 1, Chad Simpson up against the wall, but able to maintain. I don't know if that was a little love tap, Wayne, or just Dave letting him know, hey, I'm below you.
Well, when two cars get side by side here, you know, 18 degrees to 20 is not a lot of banking. And the car on the bottom is usually going to get a little air taken off that spoiler and get him loose, and he'll slide up. But you know what they say in racing, 8 tires are better than 4.
Well, of course they would be, Wayne. That's more tires, right?
You got it on replay now. Yeah, he just went around him and pushed up into him and slid right up into him. So got a little replay here. Let's watch it. We're on board replay with Dave Washington. He's coming up under the 42, turns the wheel to the left, and whoa, the car just slides up, and bam. Next thing you know, we're trading paint.
Looks like he got a little push there in his car, Wayne.
A lot of push, Rick. You know, those 3,200-pound race cars, when they start sliding sideways, it's good to have something out there beside the wall to stop you.
Wayne looking back out on the track up front, the 4 of Kevin Graham. Eddie Smith has caught him only 0.2 of a second right behind him, and he is moving in on him very fast.
Yeah, that 87, you know, was running 5th or 6th back before the caution, and that car's come alive. He probably made some adjustments on that pit stop, and he's running right behind our leader in the 4 car.
Washington is not far behind. He is making way as well. I believe his lap times are picking up as well. Chad Simpson may have suffered a little bit of damage on that front right when he bumped the wall. So really it's going to boil down to the last few laps to see where Chad Simpson's going to end up at.
Yellow flag, Rick. We got a yellow out again. Oh, looks like we got to spin the 16, the 40, the 62. Yeah, quite a few cars got tangled up back here this time.
I'm trying to go back.
Chad Osborne in the 40. Looks like the 12 car got loose, spun back in front of the 40. The 40 went down in the grass, pounded the inside guardrail, came back up, and hit the outside wall. Wow, that was a big wreck.
Oh, I tell you, that's going to be Jade Williams. Jade Williams, a good competitor. Like you say, Wayne, it looked like he just got a little loose coming out of turn 2 there. That rear end wanted to come around with him a little bit. It didn't get any help from anybody. It just got loose with him.
Well, you know, there again, coming from that 18-degree transition pretty much to a flat track. And back end came around. Now, we just got to that 3 or 4 laps on these tires. Probably hadn't come up to temperature just yet and weren't sticking as good as he had hoped.
I'm sure Jade had a tough week last week. Him and I believe it was Randy Hedrick, got into it there at Phoenix coming out of turn 2. I know that Jade's not wanting this type of race today, but tough luck for him.
I know Philip Willis went in the pits and took 4 tires. The 05's in, taking 4. 42 went in, the 10. They can go. We're at 50 laps. If we have another caution, well, we're right on the borderline of making it. This is, 30 to go. They can make it the rest of the way. So I think everybody's got 4 new Goodyear tires and fuel, and they're ready to go. Here this afternoon in the Power Tech, Power Solutions 80 lapper. We're on lap 50 now with 30 remaining. And folks, pull your belts tight. Get up on the edge of those seats because this is going to be some good racing.
That's right, and it's even going to get better. We're at lap 50 of 80. That means 30 laps left. Wayne, I have got to get the 87 car in here, and we got to talk to him and see how he's feeling. These guys getting ready to go in for pit. Not going to bother him yet, but as soon as they get out of the pit, definitely get an interview with that 87 car. Trying to see what his name is here.
It's Eddie Smith in the 87.
That's right, 87. Just my screen over here is doing some crazy things. I think it needs another hot dog.
Hey, I know what you mean. You're making me hungry.
Tell you what, the action has been non-stop here today. Races up in the front, racing in the middle, and racing at the back. I tell you, it's going on everywhere. And, Wayne, it's nice to see a race with a good group of drivers here. Lots of clean racing we've got here so far today. Wrecks are to be expected in racing, though.
Well, in this track, like I said, it's really hard to get a good hold on this racetrack. If you're tight, then you're not fast. So everybody here is pretty much on the edge. The only way if your car gets a little loose on the bottom, you've got to get in a higher groove to make it stick, and I'm really surprised there's not more people running right up by the wall at this point in the race.
That's right, Wayne. And I tell you what, got Eddie Smith on the radio here. Let's see if we can make connection with him. Eddie Smith, have you got a copy?
Yeah, 10-4, I got you.
Good deal. You're in the booth with Law Dog and Wayne Finley watching you run out there. I tell you, that car has got some horsepower underneath the hood. Tell us about it.
Yeah, it's just trying to be patient. That's what I was going to do. That was my plan going into the race, my first race. So I didn't want to just be too aggressive or anything. And so, just trying to be smooth with the car, and that's what it likes. So here we are.
Tell you what, big guy, you've got some competition over to your left when you get up there on that grid. You've got some competition in your mirror, and I hate to tell you this, but what you see in your mirror, there's lots more of that right in behind those cars. So are you prepared for that?
Yeah, I'm just there's still a long way left, so 30 laps, a lot can happen. Just gonna be smooth and just be patient. Wait till the last 10 laps to do anything crazy.
Well, we'll let you go. We're getting ready to go back green. Would you rather be on the outside or inside on the restart?
Oh, it don't matter to me. I'm just ready for green flag to drop.
Good luck to you.
User was moved out of your channel.
Yeah,
Rick, Wayne.
This is going to be exciting. Taking the green flag on start lap 53, and they're off racing again. And Kevin caught him sleeping.
Yeah, I believe Kevin got a little bit of a start there, a little bit quicker than than he should have. But I think it was just really one of those competitive good starts. But Eddie Smith still getting a good run coming out of turn 2. But that 11, Nicholas Maynard, is showing his stuff right now, Wayne.
Yeah, the 87's right there, but Nicholas, Eddie, and then Nicholas and Chad Simpson, the 42, and Mitch Lehman in the 5, and Philip Willis is number 1's back there in 6. So the race is on.
The race is on. That is right, Wayne. And Kevin Graham is going to try to do what he can to put that car in the win. He knows he's got a lot of competition, and it don't just stop with the car behind him. There's several cars behind him that is capable of winning and taking this race away from him today.
Yeah, Matt, we talked about Chad Osborne earlier. The 40 car is still there on pit road. They're doing some work on it, so he had some extensive damage in that wreck earlier.
Tell you what, the 11 car of Nicholas Maynard going high. Mitch landing underneath him, and I don't know. Mitch looks like he may take that spot away from Nicholas and try to move himself up in the 4th, get a hold of that draft over there behind the 42 of Chad Simpson, and try to get on up there and compete for the win here.
Yep, the 11's back up. He made the pass. 11's right on his bumper in his draft, so get some great racing going on up front.
Oh, man, I tell you, Mitch Lennon got a heck of a run going into turn 1 there, but wasn't able to hit the brake in time enough, causing him to push, but he still held his ground. He got right on top of Chad Simpson's bumper there, Wayne.
Yeah, it looks like he's got a lot more speed on entry, but then the 42 seems to pull him off. Got a lot more drive up off the corner.
Now, it looks like the 11 car, Nicholas Maynard, may be trying to give him a hand there, work together to get those cars up there close as they can. Eddie Smith, somehow or another, Wayne, we wasn't paying attention, has took the lead away from Kevin Graham.
Wow, and pulled away by 2/10 already.
Folks, I tell you, if you're watching out here, we apologize. There's just so much racing and action here today. Cars swapping, cars just bumper to bumper, door to door action here today. Awesome racing here today, Wayne.
Yeah, the last lap for Eddie was a 31.993, and the quickest lap in the race today, he ran a 31.5. So late in the race, that's a pretty good lap on after that pit stop.
Well, he said it earlier when we had him in the booth here that hey, he's just being patient, and you know, that young man probably just saving a little bit of tires there, waiting for that one opportunity, and it looks like he clinched on that opportunity.
Just like David, the yellow's out, and he did not want to see that.
Oh no!
Looks like we got the 7 car coming down. Rick Moore's coming down the access to the pits here. He must have spun. We'll see if we can find that on replay for you. 7 of Rick Moore.
No, sir.
Oh, there, Wayne, it looks like, to tell you, it turned 2 again. I don't know if they got a little bit of oil. It's dropped on the track over there, but he just got loose by himself coming out of 2. I don't know what happened there.
He's down in that lower groove. It's 18 degrees. He pushed up a little bit, and he cut down under the car. You know what? You can't turn that steering. Too much steering wheel input here will break the back end loose because these cars are just right on the edge. And I think he tried to cut under that car in front of him and oversteered, and the back end came around on him, Rick.
Tell you what, I'm watching the pits now, watching Kevin Graham, got him in the camera angle here, and the 42 of Chad Simpson. Looks like Graham's getting 2 tires on the right side. Looks like he's getting 2 tires on the left. Chad only 2 tires on the right.
Finally 2 extra. It's about time.
And Matt Hoos is 21, took 4 tires for this last 20-lap shootout. Brian Neff was on pit road. The 51 was on pit road. Jake Williams, Rodney Kramer, the 86 of William Roberts. Just like all the back markers went in to get some fresh rubber to try to advance their position here.
I believe you're right, Wayne. It looks like we're going to have James Gorner up there in the lead with the 70. Well, let's see. I'm showing the number 4 of Kevin Graham to be in second right now. I know that can't be right.
Yeah, so when they cross the stripe next time, it'll shuffle everybody by after those pit stops. But wow, a twist that 87 didn't want to see.
That's right. Only 20 laps left here at Homestead, and hey, you know, Wayne, I think I'm actually getting a little bit of tan here today.
Well, 78 degrees. It's warm enough here in South Florida, so yep, we can get a tan for sure. There's a great crowd on hand here today. This place seats about seating capacity over 76,000, and got a big crowd here today for the race.
I believe these guys are sold out here today.
Once again, today's race is brought to you by PowerTech Power Solutions. For virtual circuits or full house power, residential, commercial, marine, you can contact them at 914-447-5637. And their email address, so you can send them a question about your power needs, is powertechsolutions@yahoo.com. And they serve Westchester and Putnam counties in New York, Putnam County, and Fairfield County in Connecticut. So give them a call today. Don't get caught without power. When the neighborhood's dark, you'll be the one with the lights on.
Yes. All right, thank you.
Yeah, and I tell you what, give a big shout out if Laura can get a shot over at that 14 car. That 14 car is driven by James Ross. That is the owner and operator of PowerTech Power Solutions that wanted to make things happen here at NoBullMotorsport with the Cup Series. And definitely want to give a big shout out to him and a big thank you for his sponsorship. That is James Ross. Looks like he's driving a CrimsonPC.com, and I tell you, I see that Raz logo down there at the bottom corner of that car, and I'm sure that old Sabbath enjoys seeing that.
Yeah, that black car with a white number on top and that big red spoiler in the back. That's a pretty automobile. PowerTech up on the hood. PowerTech Power Solutions. So thank you for sponsoring our race, and wow, what a race we've had today.
And it ain't over.
Yeah, we got like 27 laps to go when we go back green here, and you're right, it's not over. And those pit stops have shuffled the board.
I tell you what, looking up at the board, Eric Dalla Riva, I believe I'm saying that right, had a tough week last week, but said he got plenty of sleep, didn't he, Wayne?
Well, right now, James Gagne in the 05 is our leader. Eric's in second. David Washington in the 10 is third. Ronald Henry, 75, is fourth. And Mitch Lennon in the 5 car is fifth.
And we're getting ready to go green with James Goyner up in the front. Oh, looks like we got a little bit of a misstart there. Got a little bit of a shuffle. Oh, it looks like we're getting ready to go 3 wide. Oh, we got an accident. The 75, the 11 car.
Well, that didn't last long. Big wreck back there.
Oh.
The 62, the 21, the 1. Oh, my goodness. We got Philip Willis, Matt Hoffman, Matt Hoos. Everybody piled up on that restart.
That is going to change the game for this evening's race, Wayne.
Well, wow.
Pass me hot when you get to me, Eddie.
Yeah, we've got the replay up here. Looks like the pace car pulled in. Everybody kind of checked up on the outside. The 87 had to check up. The ones behind him, they're 3 wide.
Come on, guys,
42 got loose up there on the high side, and it was on after that. Collected quite a few cars. Some of our leaders right back there in that mess, in that melee. Yep, the 11 went around, and boy, it was on after that.
Wayne, it looks like somebody on that restart there obviously missed a gear on restart. I'm trying to rewind over here on my screen to see who that may have been. I still can't figure out what happened on that restart.
Somebody from the back in a black car went wide open right up the middle. Yeah, it looks like the 75 got into the car in front of him.
Right when you said take
yep,
it low,
and then he backed up, and then behind them it was on. But there's a black car coming through the pit on the replay that just went wide open up the middle and didn't hit a thing, which was amazing.
Did you catch that, Brian? Sorry about that. I was already outside you when you said that.
Well, all I can say, Wayne, that was a wild restart there, and definitely, like I say, game changer here, game changer.
Yeah, the 4 got into the back of the 5, you know, late into the wreck, so it was quite a few things going on that restart.
Taking a look at Kevin Graham's car there, looks like they've done a pretty good job getting his car fixed. Don't see anything that's going to hinder him as far as some of that draft. He may have not got too bad of some damage there.
Yeah, the 21 and the 42 are still on pit road getting repairs. 11's on pit road. The 86 is leaving, but the 21 and the 42 got some major sheet metal damage. The 86, William Roberts, is off pit road. The 62, Michael D'Amico, is back underway. And also Marcus Miller in the 17 is leaving pit road. And Mitch Lennon in the 5 is on the backstretch trying to catch up to the pace car. And we got some other cars coming down pit road now, Rick. The 2 and the 30 and the 75, it looks like, are on pit road.
Yeah, I was taking a look up here toward the front, running down the top 5 there. You're going to have James Goyner that's going to start out on the front row. Out to his right, again, Eric Dalla-Riva. Then you're going to have David Washington driving the 10 machine, which is going to be right behind James Goyner. And then you got that Eddie Smith that's going to be there. So, again, he said he's been pretty patient here today. It's going to boil down to a few laps here in just a few moments. And I tell you, this is still anybody's race, Wayne.
Were you involved in that?
The 42's leaving pit road now with still got some sheet metal damage. So quite a few cars were collected. And you know, right at this point, we could put probably the numbers of the top 10 cars in a hat, shake them up, and draw one out, because this could still anybody's race.
Indeed, indeed, like you say, anybody's race, because anything can happen. You know, these guys can get all lined up again. Somebody can miss a shift, and the whole thing can happen over and take out the next top 6 or 8.
Yeah, the 42 had to go back down pit road for yet more repairs, so it's going to put him back. I think he's trying to stay on the lead lap by getting some repairs and then getting back out and coming around.
The race is over.
Tell you what, taking a look over here at the NoBull TV, and want to give a good big shout out. Look at those cameras. I know Laura Lawson's been working really hard. Spoke to her earlier last night. That's our producer of LSR TV. She's done a really good job with those cameras there. Tell you, those things look realistic, like ESPN. You can't beat that. So good job there, Laura.
Everybody's way though.
Well, it looks like our top 4 are the 05, the 74, and look who's in the second row, the 10 and the 87, Mr. Washington and Mr. Smith.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
I believe old Smith there can give Washington a good run for his money, Wayne.
Yeah, Eddie and David are going to, you know, James and Eric are in that front row, but they better not make a mistake, or they're going to have somebody going around them pretty short order here.
That's right, and I tell you that 76 is Spot L. Don't count him out. He is he's one of those quiet fellas, but can get the job done.
And there's our sponsor, James Ross, back there in 6th place. Pace cars in, Rick. We're going back green.
We are going back green, Wayne. The green flag has dropped, and it looks like Goyner got a good start there. Eric got a good start, but Washington already looking on the inside in turn 1 underneath Eric.
And Eddie's just kind of biding his time back there in 4th. He's right in the draft of those 2 cars up on the high side, which is really the quickest way around here. But David's down on the inside digging on that 18-degree banking, and 05 goes up and smacks the wall.
05 got a little bit of a push there going into the corner, and I don't think he expected that much of a push. But, you know, obviously he's got still a strong car. Washington still not able to pass him. Finally taking it away from him there in turn 1 and 2. But Washington looks up in his mirror, and he's got company.
Eddie Smith has passed the 05 and right on Dave Washington's tail. And Eddie's now in second place. If this thing stays green, we're going to have an exciting finish.
Speidel looking on the inside out of turn 3 and 4. But now you've got the 4 of Kevin Graham that's right on the back door of Goiner.
Yeah, Kevin's been running up front all day, and he's coming down there to take that fourth spot away from James in the 05. And he's got it as they come out of the turn.
I believe old Goiner has got a little bit of damage to that front right corner there, messing up some of the aerodynamics, Wayne. But, you know, I know right now, 70 laps into it, we only got 10 to go. He's going to try to stay out there and get at least a good top 10 finish.
Yeah, back here for 7th, 6th, 7th, and 8th, got Philip Willis in that one car. He's ahead of the 6 with the 74 right behind them, and they're nose to tail as the 74 takes a look under the 6. Great racing everywhere on the racetrack, Rick.
Washington got a heck of a push there in turn 1 and 2. Smith gets right up on the back door as they go into turn 3, but it seems like Washington pulls away on the straightaways, but it's Smith. Looks like he is all the way in the corners.
Hey, the 5, the 4, and the 76 went through that last turn 3 wide. Boy, these guys are racing as they go down into turn number 1.
8 laps left. Eddie Smith knocking on the back door of Washington, letting him know, I've been patient all day, and I ain't going anywhere.
Yellow flag, yellow flag. Oh, boy, it's going to get good.
Oh, boy.
Going down 21, bud.
What have we got, Wayne? Who's spun what?
Looks like the 86 spun. He was down on the apron getting back up to speed on the backstretch. But something happened to the William Roberts there in the 86. He's got some sheet metal damage on the left rear.
Yeah, coming out of turn 4 there, it looks like the 86 of William Roberts got into the 14 of James Ross. They got tangled up there, Wayne, coming out of 4 and crunched the inside wall there.
Oh, wow. Yeah, James's car's going to take the worst of that lick for sure.
Yeah, tough break for those guys.
Well, you know, this late in the race on a restart is a battle for every position, and everybody kind of drives in a little over their head. A lot of them didn't go back and get tires, but those tires cool off under caution. They just don't stick good on that first lap, and that's the result of it.
Wayne, did you just say battle? Battle?
Yeah,
battle for every position. Listen, every position's a point, and every point's $1.
I'm going to tell you,
big time.
By the time we get ready to go back to this race, I believe we're probably going to have about 4 laps to go. We got Washington and Smith up on the front row there with Eddie on the outside, Washington on the inside. When Washington looks in his mirror, he's going to see Kevin Graham in his mirror along with Brad Speidel, Philip Willis, and Rodney Kramer. He's got lots of company.
Well, not only that, Rick, here we are with, you know, just a few laps to go, and we have 17 cars still on the lead lap, and any of them could win.
Any of them could win. You're exactly right. And I tell you what, that's what we want to see, competitive racing. And that is exactly what we've saw so far here today at Homestead Miami Speedway, Wayne.
And folks, you know, once again, let's thank Power Tech Solutions for bringing you this exciting battle this afternoon. Thank you, sponsors, and thank you, drivers, because this is not only entertaining to be part of us in the broadcast booth, but it's got to be exciting to watch as well.
Tell you what, Wayne, I'm going to need a nap after this.
Me too, Rick. We'll get us a shade tree out here in Homestead and a little cold adult beverage and have a siesta.
They got shade trees in Miami. I thought all they had was palm trees.
Well, you got about 3 square feet of shade. Oh, I didn't tell you. You have to get in the shade standing up. You can't lay down.
Well, I tell you what, I would try to get on board with some of these guys here and try to talk to them with just a few laps we got left. But I tell you, Wayne, I don't want to make anybody nervous at this moment because I am sure there are some concentrated guys out there behind these wheels right now.
Yeah, you know, the guy that's leading is thinking about where am I going to go on the start. The guy on the outside is thinking about where is he going to go on the start. And the two guys behind are just thinking, boy, I hope I can keep up with him.
Coming high lap car.
You know, this is an exciting race. The trucks race here, the Nationwide, the Cup cars race here, and this is a Cup car race today. And these guys are putting on quite a show. Who you picking, Rick?
Well, I'll tell you what, Wayne, I couldn't resist. I had to pull our past track champion, Philip Willis, in the booth here. Philip, can you copy?
Yeah, I got a copy, Rick. Go ahead.
Tell you what, Philip, we've seen a lot of action up here in the booth today, a lot of positions being swapped. Looks like right now you're going to be starting out in that 5th position. And how are you feeling?
Right now, I'm hoping to just try to pull off maybe 1 or 2 more spots. Curious to see what's going to happen here on this restart if we're going to take it 3 wide. If they do, I'm going to sit here and watch what these guys do and try to dodge it because I don't think they're going to make it out alive. But we'll just hang in here and see what happens.
All right. Well, Philip, we good luck to you, buddy, because you're going to need it.
10-4.
Yep, the lights are out on the pace car, and they're going to be going green this time by. All right, guys, pull those belts up tight. Just a few laps to go, and let's get it all.
I'll tell you what, they need to pull them belts real tight because it's getting ready to be action-packed here. We're going to have 4 laps, Wayne, and, you know, I smell a caution.
Hit me.
Well, it's definitely going to be exciting. You know, after that last wreck, 15 cars still on the lead lap, and pace car's about to pull in. Folks, enjoy this finish. It's going to be exciting, guaranteed.
Pace car off. Green flag is dropped. Washington out with a heck of a lead there. But Eddie Smith's following right in behind him. Watch it in turn 1. Eddie Smith is going to get a good run going into that corner, but Washington still holding his own, Wayne.
Yeah, he maintained that lead all the way through the corner down the backstretch. Let's see if Eddie can gain any as they enter 3. He's been a little bit quicker on entry. He closed it up to about 2 car lengths, a car length and a half. So that's where he seems to be making up some ground, is on entry, Rick.
That's right. Taking a look back here at Kevin Graham. Kevin Graham got in just a little too hard down there in turn 3. Car pushed up a little bit, but I think he's regained control. He's getting back down on the bottom groove there, trying to follow within the line of Eddie Smith as they're coming out of turn 2.
Yeah, David Washington's got about a 2.5, 3 car length lead. Go down into the corner. This time Eddie doesn't. He gains maybe a car length, but the 4's coming up on his rear bumper.
That's right, and Eddie Smith still running a good line there, watching David Washington, being patient, but patience is about to run out. We're on lap 79.
The 4's closed up behind the 87 of Eddie Smith, but they're about looks like 3/10 apart, and nobody's catching Mr. Washington right now.
Washington in turn 3. The 87 from Eddie Smith is still about 2/10 of a second behind him, followed in by Kevin Graham.
Brad Spadell's in 4th, and Philip Willis back there in 5th. He's over a second behind our leaders.
Last lap, Wayne, here we got Eddie Smith coming out of turn 2. Looks like he's going to be the only one that's going to be able to give David Washington a run for his money. Kevin is not going to have enough. Eddie Smith down into turn 3. Washington still holding his own.
Yep, you know, David had that one in hand last week and it got away, but this week he didn't let it happen. And your winner is David Washington. winning here at the 80 lapper at Homestead, Miami, Florida.
Good win, David.
That's right. In second place, 87 of Eddie Smith drove an excellent race here today with third place finisher Kevin Graham with the Ford machine, followed by the 76 of Brad Spidell, and to round out the top 5, the number 1 Philip Willis.
And in 6th place today, Rodney Kramer in the 6th. Chad Simpson 7th in the 42. In 8th place, Brian Lambert. 9th place is Eric Della Riva. And 10th, Brian Neff in the 60 car.
Finishing 11th, the 75 of Ronald Henry. Finishing 12th, the 17 of Marcus Miller. The 62 of Michael DeMarco. Finishing 14th, the number 5 of James Gorner. And finishing out the top 15, the 92 of Brian Terry.
And that was the last car on the lead lap. And guess what? Guess who's doing burnouts on the front stretch? David Washington. He didn't get to do it last week, but he is burning it down today.
That's right, and I tell you what, that is one fella that is tickled right now because he drove the wheels off that car today, and he's got a right to burn the tires off that thing. He has earned that right today.
Well, he sat on the pole.
Yeah, good race. Yeah, Lambert.
He led 44 laps of the 80, so he got the points for leading the most laps, and is our winner today. And Eddie Smith in 2nd, gave him quite a battle there at the end.
I was trying to go by you on the outside. I just cut it a little.
Absolutely, and I tell you what, give us just a few moments, folks, and we're going to try to get up with some of these guys here and get especially Wayne. Why don't you shoot on down there, see if you can catch up with 2nd place? I'm going to run over here to Victory Lane and talk to Dave.
Will do. Glad to. Once again, folks, PowerTech Power Solutions brought you the race today. And just remember, for your power solution needs, call 914-447-5637.
Well, I tell you what, I'm here in Victory Lane with David Washington. They call him Dave Washington. And, you know, from the very start of this thing today, Dave, you felt very confident and really relaxed. Is there something that we need to know?
Yes, Mr. Steve Conway keeps me nice and calm. I got caught speeding in the pits, got frustrated. I went back down pit road to collect my thoughts, came back out, and he just talked me through it.
Well, I think you found your lucky charm there, Dave. You'd run an excellent race, man. I'll tell you, racing all over the track today. Eddie Smith, I believe he's a newcomer here at NoBullMotorsport, was being very patient, waiting on you, watching you. We had him up in the booth. He was telling us a little bit what he was trying to do, but just didn't have enough for you there at the end.
Yeah, that restart is crucial here. And I knew Kev had fresh tires, and I figured he would have made a move on him to slow those two up even more, but he was able to hold them off and gave me some breathing room for at least a car and a half there, and I just didn't overdrive it.
Well, Dave, I tell you again, I'll say this again because you earned it very much today with the competition. It's out on the track. Good win for you here today. I believe you're definitely going to have your hands full this season, and that goes for our recent track champion or our series champion, Philip Willis. You guys got a lot of competition this season.
Oh, most definitely. This is a very stacked field, and thanks to NoBull and LSR for putting this on, and you, Mr. Rick, and all the other guys in the booth. It's awesome.
Fantastic. Well, I tell you what, Dave, I know you're going to have a good week this week. We'll see you next week at the race. And where are you predicting yourself to qualify next week?
10th.
The old number 10, Dave Washington. I tell you what, I'm going to throw the mic down to our 2nd place, where Wayne Finley has caught up with our 2nd place guy, Eddie Smith.
Hey, Eddie, this is Wayne up in the booth. You got us?
User was moved to your channel.
Eddie, this is Wayne in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, that was a great race. You finished 2nd. When you were out front and that caution came out, that's when you're in the lead. That's the last thing you want to see, isn't it?
User left your channel.
Yes, sir. That I didn't want to see those cautions at all, man.
Well, you did an outstanding job. You were running back 4th, 5th, and then all of a sudden you charged up to the front and took the lead. Did you make any chassis adjustments after that first caution, or just leave the car the same?
Well, it drove me from the back to the front, and I figured, heck, you just can't get any better than that. So I was just proud to be in the top 5.
Well, you did an outstanding job. Congratulations on the 2nd place finish. You and David were right up front battling it, and that final caution came out. I believe if you'd had a few more laps under green, it'd even been closer at the finish. But great job, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks for putting this on.
Well, thank you, Eddie. Rick, wow, exciting race. Great racing all through the field. I mean, we had 25 cars, I think, to start, 14 on the lead lap at the end of the race, and there was racing everywhere. No matter where you were sitting in the grandstands, it was an exciting race.
Well, I'll tell you what, Wayne, I'm down here with the 3rd place of the number 4 machine, Kevin Graham, last week winner, and we're going to get with the 4th place guys, the Brad Spidell here in just a moment. Kevin, we were watching very closely to see if you had enough juice there at the end, and I believe on the last lap coming out of turn 2, we just knew that just wasn't going to quite be able to pull it off today. Tell us about that last lap.
Yeah, I didn't. Those two guys, who was it, Eddie and David, I didn't have anything for them all night. I felt like they were definitely faster. I was really just wanted to pull out the top 3 on that last restart. I was like, if I can make it up to top 3, I'll be happy about today, and ended up doing it, so worked out good, I guess.
Well, I'll tell you what, heck of a race. There was racing going on everywhere on the track here today. Excellent racing. People working together. I'm sure we're going to see teams start forming before the season's up. I'll tell you, like I told the other two, you got a lot of competition this season.
Oh, it's huge. This is the toughest lineup I've seen out here in NoBull in a while, and it's like it pretty much feels like an all-star race. Guys from every series in this in NoBull coming here to race, and yeah, it's getting tough. And before you let me go, I didn't get it in last week. I got to thank my team over at Break It Down Designs and my wife for letting me race, and a bunch of my buddies watching you guys tonight on TV. I think it's awesome.
Well, hey, I tell you what, you thank those guys over there for painting you up a sharp-looking car. It looks good in front of the cameras. And tell your wife, we appreciate her letting you run over here at NoBull with us.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you guys, too. You guys are awesome.
Absolutely. Now, Kevin, we'll see you next week. Brad Spidell, the guy that doesn't have a whole lot to say. How are you, buddy, this evening? 4th place finish. I know you're tickled to death.
Yeah, I'm doing good. Happy with the finish.
Fantastic. I tell you what, you looked like you was running pretty good out there. I thought maybe you might get on up there, maybe possibly the lead.
No, I didn't have a leading car. I knew Kevin was fast. I couldn't catch the top 2.
Well, I tell you what, each week when I see you drive, it seems like you're moving up 1, 2, maybe 3 positions each race. That car, obviously, whoever's working on it is putting it together for you and making you stronger each week. Are we going to see a win from you this season?
Well, hopefully next week. I like working it too. So that's coming up next week.
Fantastic. Well, I'll tell you what, there you go, Wayne. We got their top 4 up there. And, you know, I'd love to pull everybody in here and talk to them. And had such an outstanding race here today. But, of course, we don't have that much time.
Yeah, Rick, it was a great race. Thank you, Brad. Everyone, it was an exciting race. And once again, PowerTech Power Solutions brought you today's race from Homestead, Miami, Florida. And next week, we're going to be racing, I believe he said Dover?
Next week, we're going to be running at Pocono. We got 55 laps at Pocono Raceway. And, you know, that's that crazy, I believe it's going to be the crazy little triangle. Is that right, Wayne?
That's right, the crazy little triangle with a new pave job, racing everywhere on the track. And once again, PowerTech Power Solutions is going to bring you that race. Rick, thanks again to Laura in the booth. Great job with sound and cameras and control and director, everything. And Rick Law Dog Donathan, thank you again for a great race, my friend.
Wayne, I appreciate and enjoy every moment in the booth with you here. It just makes it fun each time. And Laura, awesome job on those cameras here today. And definitely we want to thank our fans out there. NoBull TV, make sure to tune in same time, same place for the Pocono 55 next week. We'll see you then. Have a good night.